Yeah.
because it's overwhelming.
Yeah. So we don't have to have everything planned out.
Right.
Hey, everybody. I'm Anthony.
I'm Emma.
And Monica's over here. You might hear her.
See me, but I'm here.
Yeah, my camera's not that big to get everyone in here. We're just going to talk about activities equals success. And there's a few that just have nailed it down pat. And we're just going to show you things that we've done in our individual businesses, things we've actually kind of stolen from each other too, and from others to try to just get you going for this summer. We're halfway through the year. I did a session recently that looked like we're going to be hitting about 16,000 units for the year, because at the end of June, historically, we hit about 55% of what's going to happen. So about half of the business is still needing to be done. So we're going to talk quickly about what you can do as far as the activities to be successful. You started about 2 years ago now?
Yeah, this is my third full year.
Third full year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you came in, was it like, what do I do?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was like drinking out of a fire hose for at least 6 months.
Okay.
And then it was like the fire hose was like the pressure was like a little bit less
Yeah.
for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
But even now with all the changes in the contracts and then like trying to master more different things like social media or whatever, it's you still go back to a little bit of the fire hose feeling.
Right.
Once you get something, once you start something, try something new.
And we're going to get right deep into the what's and how's in just a second. But for the newer folks, it's just important to know that you've got two angles of your outreach of what do I need to do. One is setting up your business.
Yep.
Okay. And that's like, my business cards, what I'm going to do, my mailer list, my database, those kinds of things. The other is actually getting belly to belly, face to face, voice to voice, and post office to post office with the consumer. That's the other piece. That's probably what we're going to talk about mostly today. So we're going to share a few things here, and just kind of go through one thing at a time. We want to talk about, you have to start from 10,000 feet. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Begin with the end in mind. What do you want to do? Well, all this is gone, right? You're done January to June. So July to August, the idea, and we'll have a link to this file in the comments below. Where can I've got to do notes, calls, pop-bys, mailers, emails. You just said something a minute ago, the fire hose effect. If you can't do it all, just find one.
Right. Those of us who are unfortunately perfectionists by nature try to do it all, and then we get overwhelmed and then we say, forget it, we can't do it. But
Right.
yeah.
It's better to get 25 out that might look crappy than to get out 0 that look perfect.
Right.
My file's perfect on here, but now
Right.
July's gone and I can't send out all the fireworks stuff. I'm too late now.
Don't let perfection get in the way of progress.
So we're going to look at this one. Then there's another one. This is this form filled out. Okay. And so what am I doing? I'm going to, July 4th was the topic for July, birthday and text calls. I'm doing this thing now. Facebook is your best friend with your database to let you know, hey, it's Bob's birthday. What did we do yesterday, 2 days ago? We called 2 people, Monica and me, and they were agents. So, and we just sang happy birthday to them on a text, and they just loved it. I don't do that to everybody because I don't know everybody in my database or on Facebook, but anyone I know, I call them and they say, hey, how's it going? I say, hey, how are you? And I just start singing happy birthday. Nice. And they just start laughing and they say, thank you. And I had one say, my mom hasn't even called me today.
Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah. And even if you can just do a video, like, and if you don't have the person's contact information, but you're friends with them on Facebook, you can get on Facebook Messenger and you can send them a video of you singing happy birthday or, doing something silly or just simply saying, hey, I was thinking of you. And people respond a lot better to the videos with your face than, just a random text or a random, happy birthday GIF on Facebook Messenger. So
I found that I can do what AI gives me. Do you want to say happy birthday? And everyone else is doing that too. And so I have my own AI. It's called Authentic Intelligence.
Nice.
Thank you. And so That's where I have a message that I send to everyone on my phone, but I create the same happy birthday message. This year, I think it's like, happy birthday. Hope you have a great and prosperous next year. So it's not just the same, that it's the same message to everyone, but it's not the same one that's coming up on the AI on Facebook.
Right.
And they all like it. They appreciate it. So what I've added to that, and we'll get into the just do one thing, then add. So what I've added onto it is if I actually know them, because it's not someone who just wanted to be a friend because I'm a realtor, I'll actually call them and just sing happy birthday.
Yeah. Or you can create just one video. You don't even have to say their name, and just send that video to every person who has a birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's Emma. I was thinking about you. Want to wish you a happy birthday. Hope you have a fabulous day.
Yeah.
You know, let's.
Or, hey, insert name here.
But I mean, even if you just created one generic video, and then you just blast it out to people, you know, on a daily basis.
Hey, I hope you're having a great day. Happy birthday to you. And then they don't know that it's
right.
until they get it next year.
Right. I was gonna say, come January, you
redo the
make
video.
a new video. At least put a different shirt on.
Right.
It's
real
all
familiar.
about thoughtfulness, right? So that's what they appreciate, that we remembered.
Right.
We reached out.
Right. Yeah. And that it's a little bit different than other people. It's not just the generic, like, oh, Facebook says it's your birthday. All I have to do is click here to say happy birthday. You went the extra step.
Sure. So when you look at this right here, I mean, you have the email, the personal notes, and I know it's tough. We got plenty of notes here in the office. All right. We have a note writing day once a month. We have a cap day once a month. We got a call day once a month, and then we have a stuff pop buys for. Now it's a little bit of cost on that one, but we have that once a month. But here's the thing: is like, okay, the old-fashioned way, which is what I came into, is you picked a farm, you had 500 to 1,000 people, and they all got the same thing at the same time. That kind of marketing's kind of got. I mean, you still want to do a mailer, but I think back to I got 25 out today, and those 25 people heard from me. I got my 25 out today. That's all I'm going to do for the month, or my 50 out today. And I got my 2 phone calls to happy birthday today.
Right.
And I did. And that's the ones people I actually know. And then I said happy birthday to everyone else that came up on Facebook, whether they know me or not. Because if it's an agent in Toledo and they don't know me, but they see I'm from DC and somehow we connected in the ecosystem of realtor world, and Anthony from DC said happy birthday, and they get someone coming our way, which we're a huge coming our way community because of the military and government.
Sure.
Happy birthday to that person. No, it doesn't mean it's muted. It better not be. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I think anything, you know, you can't necessarily go the extra step for everybody, but you probably already know, like, who would it make a difference to go the extra step to? And, you know, if you become Instagram or Facebook friends with clients, renters, or whatever, like, they're going to be surprised. Oh my gosh, you knew it was my birthday, and you went the extra step to send me a message. And, you know, maybe then that triggers like, oh shoot, I was just talking to my friend yesterday and they were saying they were going to move next month. Like, I should connect you guys. And
and all you're looking for as you're getting started is one of those per month to make it to closing. And that's how you don't need to have 25 settlements a month. That's not the way it's going to work. But then you got your newsletter, you got the email, you got the personal notes, you got the birthday text or call. And that's just, this is a simple method to get things going into it. Right. So that's the planning piece. Okay. So let's say that you've got, and this is the blank sheet, and we'll be doing that. And so then I'm going to do that. This is the postcard. This is your postcard. Right. Okay. So, walk us through this. Where did you get the design? How'd you do it?
so I actually made
And what's
this,
your purpose with this?
yeah, so I made this last year on Canva. It took a little while to make it, to get all the graphics and all that kind of stuff. And again, because of my perfectionist nature, I probably tried, 15 different fonts before I found the one that I wanted. But you could make this much more simple. I had worked with Universal Title before, and we had worked on something where we had a bunch of gift cards that we got, and then we didn't actually end up using them. And they said, well, just use them for a raffle in the future. So I have a Linktree account. So I put, anytime I do, this was actually for a Popeye Then I'll put the link tree on there so that
This
people,
right, the lower right hand corner.
yeah,
here?
so
Oh,
people
that's a
can,
great idea. It's
so
a digital
people can
card,
register.
but
Yeah.
you're using it as a registration system.
Mhm.
That's worth the cost of admission today
Yeah.
already.
And
That's
there's
great.
probably some way to do that for command too.
Mhm.
You know, David obviously could help us with
Right.
that, but so I have a couple of extra kind of gift cards lying around. So I did this raffle and, you know, put the specifics there about when they need to register and when the drawing will be and all that kind of stuff. And obviously I have to mention, you know, people who are sponsoring it, including
Right.
Universal Title.
And then let's just go ahead and scroll down.
Right.
And this is the message on the backside.
Right. So this is just like one regular size sheet of paper, but then, you know, I cut it in half
Right.
to save money on the printing. And so this is the backside. I have a subscription to Smart Charts. So I put the market information on there. I put a couple of little blurbs
And
about.
that's the right side over here. This is
Yep.
Smart Charts. You get a basic one, but this gets it nailed down to by zip code. Is that what this is?
This is the greater DC
Okay,
area.
got it. Okay, got
Yep.
it.
Yep. And so, and then on the left-hand side there, I just have information about the mortgage rates that I got from Freddie Mac. You know, and of course I'm making sure to put all the specifics in there in terms of where I got, you know, the information. So there's no question of there. And then there's certain things you have to put on the bottom as well, in terms of, you know, information about the office, my contact information, office contact information. This is not a solicitation, blah, 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 blah. And then I put the Universal Title stuff on there too, because they are helping me with the raffle. So I, you know, print out whatever, 50 of those. I cut them in half. That gives me 100 half pieces of paper. I ordered from Amazon. They sell these plastic bags.
Like the vegetable bags at the grocery store.
Yeah, they're about this long and they have a hole at the top for a doorknob. So, you know, you can stuff in there whatever you want. It's not a very big bag and it's not going to hold any sort of weight. So really it's just paper. But so I stuffed one of those half sheets in there. I ordered from Walmart a bulk order of packets of sparklers for 4th of July. There's like 6 sparklers in each packet. So I put a packet of sparklers in there from Walmart. I, you know, use the bag from Amazon. You can order like 1,000 at a time. I'm still using ones that I ordered last year and they're not very expensive. And of course, all of that is deductible, right? And then, you know, I just go and put it out on people's doorknobs. So I'm not even really knocking. I'm, you know, if somebody's outside, I'm going to engage with them, of course, but generally it's just like a quick, like drop by and it's.
Has anyone ever called you? Hey, thank you so much.
I got a call off of a couple of calls off one of my postcards for a neighborhood that I'm farming. And I had 2 people, I did these last week and I had 2 people register for the raffle. So you know, I mean,
right. And see now
50, that's 2, but
here's what I see. Hey, congratulations to so-and-so for winning the raffle.
Right.
They don't know that 100 people didn't register.
Right.
But it's like you're just continually giving back. Okay, so you did that. Now this one, let's go here first. This is a cap item that we do every month in KW United in both our offices. It's available. It's free. We print out 50. We give you the envelopes. You just got to show up with your name and addresses to verify that you've got a list that it can go to. So this is already done once a month, professionally created. It's all the information on the backside to match the front side. We have KW United Falls Church. We have another one, it's KW United Kingstown. And then there's a cover letter that goes with it. And so, this is your cover letter.
Yeah. So the office
I'll show you mine.
Will email when they've done the cap item, they email the PDFs out to everybody. And they also email a very generic cap letter, which is perfectly acceptable to use. It basically just has, you know, July 2024. And it says, dear friend or whatever, this is the information for the month. And then you sign your name. So if that's all you want to do because you're just trying to get this out, then like, that's perfectly acceptable. I used that for a while. Now I create my own. And I use the same sort of format every month, but change the wording. Or maybe I'm writing about something home related. Maybe I'm writing about something, you know, seasonal related. Hey,
wait a minute.
Some holidays.
This looks pretty familiar.
Yeah, right.
So what you're doing is you're taking it once and using it multiple times.
Right.
That's smart.
Right.
That's smart marketing.
And then I always put on my cover letter a couple of seasonal things at the bottom. So I'll just Google search, you know, July activities in DC, I'll get an article. I think maybe that one's from like Washingtonian or something like that.
That is, yeah.
And, or Washington.org. Yeah. And then I literally take the first or second article that I get after my Google search. I create, if you are in Chrome, you can create a QR code straight from the website. And then I put that on my cover letter. I usually do 2 seasonal ones. So you see the Wolf Trap summer music calendar there as well. And then for my June letter and if I get my July letter out early, I'll put the QR code for where you can see the fireworks locally. Sometimes I just put it on the June one. But some of the stuff I use is exactly the same. The stuff at the bottom is just, I just take the same template and use it for every month. So that part I don't have to
Is it some
recreate.
Word? What's this in?
That's created on Canva.
Oh, Canva. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So
And-
she's got everything covered there.
Yeah, and I would say that like also there's a bunch of agents like me, like Anthony, who have these types of materials that we're happy to share as
Yeah,
well.
sure.
So his calendar, postcard type stuff, cover letter like this, more
Right.
than happy.
This is my cover letter. A little bit less information. I like hers. I like the statistics because it's like I got the data. Let's go ahead and pop it out there, and it's not costing me anymore. This was 4th of July, and I found this website, funinfairfax.va, and I gave them this one for the fireworks coming up. And then this one is the market snapshot. And if you go to the market snapshot, I'll leave it there for a minute for you guys to look into. When you go to that page and you see all these little charts that are there, you'll see that those charts are a little bit closer, I think. Yeah, those spinner charts or whatever. Those are embedded in my landing page. And David Donaldson helped me put this together. The embedded code, which is from Smart Charts, these automatically change. I never have to do it. So another part of your marketing is, what can I set up? Set it and forget it. That's a set it and forget it function of my website. And it's not possibly anything that's searchable that someone's going to search and find it, but it's something I can use to toss it out, to get it out there, and to use this website as a living, breathing marketing piece instead of just it's out there and hopefully it's an electronic brochure that someone's going to run into.
Right. And that like a lot of us, we scan a QR code, we get this information on a website, whether it's this or something else. And then you're like, oh, let me see what else is on here. And he's got, the menu of like, here's some information about me. Here's how you search properties. Here's whatever, my blog, so they might be more likely to register. They might be more likely to just like look around. And then they're like, oh, Anthony's got, some interesting stuff.
So the next thing I'm going to work on my website is the vendor list. And I got to go to the backside of it. And again, that's the piece of activity breeds success, or activities equal success. That's success on developing my business, not getting in front of people. This is getting in front of people. But my market snapshot, I would like to eventually say, do you need a vendor for your house? Click here. So instead of them reading that and going to, a list from the Chamber of Commerce, they go to the list from Anthony Carr or Emma Riccardi or Monica. That's what they do. And so it's they're using me as, oh, Anthony's got all these resources. And I do get calls on that all the time. Do you know someone that can do air conditioning? Do you know an electrician?
Sure.
So this is the cover letter that went with my 4th of July. 4th of July. Then we talked about that. And you have the coat drive.
Yeah. So this is, again, something that the office provides. They set up the
event's already being done.
The event's
You
being
just got to
done.
promote it.
And so the things that I added here was like, so I added this here, the toy drive thing. Again, I just uploaded this into Canva and I added some stuff. I added the raffle thing.
So when you say toy drive, you actually typed up this text.
Yes.
So
that's
an arrow, makes it look like I need to flip it over. Is that
right
on the next page.
So I uploaded that to Canva, and then within Canva added some different graphics. I added this information here, again, another raffle thing. I added this QR code if people wanted to order from Amazon rather than pull something out of their home. I offered to pick it up. I've got, again, I put my information on there, which I have to add. And so we did a coat drive, and then we also did a toy drive. And these were 2 separate flyers from the office that I just put together. And then again, I just added a few other things about, you know, the raffle, or can I grab it for you? And then my information there. And this again is something you could simply just like put in, you know, put at somebody's doorstep. You don't even have to like necessarily interact with them if that makes you nervous. And, you know, if you put out 100 of these, even if you get one person who responds, like that's one more person to add to your database.
So that's the consistency is the key part.
Mm-hmm.
So this is print, all this stuff here.
And you could email this out as well.
Right, exactly. And so when you talk about, well, I don't have a lot of money, well, that's where you go to the social media component. By the way, one last thing, this is an actual postcard I produce. I have the other side that has the text. So I like postcards because I still do the cap item. My fear is that it's in an envelope. Are they going to open it?
Right.
This one, they flip it over, they see it before they put it in the bird cage. So I at least know that they're getting that done. But then you take a look at what am I doing electronically? Emma's doing a great job of here mixing business, but also personal. 4th of July, your son's, what is that? It's
First communion.
First communion, all these other things, you know, went skiing just recently. She had surgery on her finger. Yeah, but she's being very open here.
Right.
Showing I'm not just real estate, but this, right, all of this is free.
Yeah. And then like
Totally free.
down here, you know, this is my movie night.
I got to get the plugs.
My movie night event for KW. I won Rookie of the Year for 2023. That was in January or February. So I put that video on there. And then a lot of it is personal, you know, my kids, my dog and stuff like that. But, you know, I also like, this is not a particularly attractive picture of me, but like people need to know that you're a real person. They don't want, you know, they don't want necessarily always just see the highlight reel. So like, you know, if you're comfortable with it, or if you can get comfortable with it, to just be a little bit more real, you know, show something that you made a mistake, or, you know, you're not necessarily, didn't necessarily put on a full face of makeup, or, you know, whatever it is, that can be helpful. And I think I need to be a little bit better about putting some more KW stuff on there. And a lot of people say, you know, you should have a business page that you just do exclusively real estate stuff. And then you should have your personal page where you do mostly personal, maybe a little bit of real estate. I can't even keep up with my personal Facebook and Instagram as it is now. So
this one is my business page. And I find I don't get as much interaction with the business page. And like you said, it's probably because I'm trying to run it everywhere, right? Sure. So I have this page,
right? And
then I've got my regular page. This was actually, I'm not really big into cars, but what this was a car show happening across my community.
Okay.
So I went and just did a whole bunch of pictures and got a lot of comments on it. And so I just changed that one out there. Thank you for the thunderstorm last night. Yes. This was in my community. This is my listing. So this is a mixture of personal and other stuff. So that's what this is. Okay.
Yeah. And
I like posting other people's videos. Probably not a smart thing to do, but that's what I do because I'm lazy.
Stories are big too. So like, I probably put more real estate stuff on my stories than I do actual posts on my Instagram. And of course it connects directly to the stories in Facebook as well. And I get a lot of views on my stories.
The video stories.
Right. The stuff that just lasts 24 hours. Right. Right. So if I'm going to do a showing, or if I just had a, you know, something close or whatever, you know, should I be doing a post about it? Sure. Sometimes I just don't get around to it. And so I just do it. So like here on mine, if you look at my stories, like, you know, I've got stuff on there. And so I'll do stuff about real estate as well.
Right.
Lots of personal stuff too, but
yeah. So honestly, I think, you see all these activities, you just have to get busy of, what am I going to do and when am I going to do it? And putting that into your timeline and making sure that I am doing what I say I'm going to do to myself.
Right.
And so real estate is not always about just, I got open houses, I'm taking out buyers, and I've got a listing appointment. That's obviously That's the business that it is about to happen, but you are in marketing.
Right.
You just happen to be in real estate.
Yeah.
So you've got to be doing this marketing to make sure I'm doing these activities, because ultimately you're looking for the leads, which leads to the listings, and that gives you the leverage. I'm not sure how that plug works. So we're just making sure my computer doesn't die here before the end of our video time. Okay. All right. So probably toward the end here. So this is a sheet that I hand out after we do a little bit of a planning, and that's the win. What's important now? And so that's okay. I think we're almost done here.
Okay.
So what's important now? All right. What's important now is I need to update. Thank you. That was perfect. Everything just brightened up. I have to make sure I get my database straightened out.
Yep.
I have to make sure I have my database separated by who am I going to email versus who am I going to mail to. I need to know, how am I going to do a postcard? If I don't know how to do a postcard, I show up once a month and I got these flyers that are already printed up for me. Beautiful, look great.
Or just ask anybody. I mean, so many people, that's, I mean, why I joined KW United and why I stay is that just everybody is more than happy to help, and myself included, now that I have a little bit more information, but I still feel like I have so much to learn.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if I need an idea for a postcard, or, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, what do you think? You know, I'll ask 5 different people in the office and get some different opinions on that. So don't be afraid. And like, if you feel like, well, you know, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I'm just, you know, a newbie, and then there's all these other people who have been doing a lot more, you know, like, we've all been there. So, you know, don't be afraid to ask, because
we're okay with you borrowing stuff. We don't
Yeah.
think it's stealing. Some would
not
say
at
it's
all.
stealing, but anyway, no, it's okay. So I want to show one last thing, and then we'll break out of here. Let me get this out of the way.
And while he's doing that, I'll just say, like, pace yourself too. Like, we just gave you a lot of information. If you
Right.
try to do all of that this month, like, you're going to drive yourself crazy, or you're never going to sleep, or you're just not going to do it because it's too much. So just start with, you know, pick one thing that interests you, that seems like you would like to receive it if you were a consumer, you know, whether it's the postcard or the personal notes or the flyer or whatever, and just stick with that. And then, like we said, you can just add on to it, and also figure out how you're going to schedule your week. So like, some people like to do, I'm going to do a little bit of everything every day. You know, I'm going to do from 9 to 11, I'm going to do, you know, 2 personal notes and work a little bit on my cat flyer to get out at the end of the week, and, you know, a couple of phone calls and a couple of texts. For me, it's better for me to do, okay, Mondays I write my notes, and Tuesdays I come in and do whatever we're doing here, whether it's the cap item or the Popeyes or whatever. Wednesdays I work on my marketing. So that would be when I work on my cap item or my cover letter or my postcard, whatever I'm trying to get out that month. Thursdays I'm doing texts, and Fridays I'm doing calls. So you just have to figure out what schedule works for you, and you might have to experiment a little bit. And, you know, if you find 2 hours overwhelming, start with an hour, start with 30 minutes, start with 15 minutes, like anything that's, if you did nothing yesterday and you did 15 minutes today, you're already winning.
Great.
So
So in closing, I just want to point out one thing on what she just said is, if your week is not looking like that in real estate, unless you're doing sales contracts and closings, that's what your week should look like. I'm doing this on Monday. I'm doing this on Tuesday. I'm doing this on Wednesday. Oh, someone contacted me. Great. I'm meeting with them on Thursday. All right. Now on Friday, I'm still doing the same thing. So we all talk about it's the power of hour. It's the 9/11. It's making sure that I'm doing those activities I need to do.
yeah. And if you schedule your mornings and somebody wants to see a house, schedule it for the afternoon or the evening. Like, try really hard to protect that time. And if you have a potential client who wants to do something, just try, oh, sorry, I'm booked, you know, from 9 to 11. When can we arrange after that?
Perfect. All right. Tech tip. All right. So you go to your own website. Okay. Mine's anthonycarr.kw.com. You search the property that you're holding open. Make sure you click the one that's active. These are all the records of this listing. Sold in 17, 09, 21, 24. So I want to go to the one that's green. That's the one that's active. Okay. It comes up here. You see the QR code up here, or the address, /open house. This is us. We know this. Don't share this with anyone. You hit enter. and it opens up, since I'm logged into my page, it is now going to bring up my page to do registrations. So now I'm logged into my own page. It knows me. And this is my login page for when people come to the open house. So they come here. I actually also put this on a QR code if they got a mobile phone, and they just read the QR code. It comes to this. Here's the beautiful thing. They put in their name, address, email, phone number. When they click submit, automatically goes in my database. It's wonderful. All right. That's the tip for the day. Thanks for those who watched. Got any comments, put them below. But every Thursday, 9:30 to 11, Agent Success. Thank you, Emma.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.